from the Article 3 Project. Mike, good to have you on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. All right, Joe Biden was using some code words today, but I think we know what it means. Court packing, right?
Yeah, Joe Biden wants to do Supreme Court reform.
Uh-oh.
And so that's the euphemism they use to destroy the Supreme Court. Look, President Biden campaigned. His campaign strategy is President Trump is a danger to America. Yeah. He's smearing President Trump. These Biden allies have tried to imprison him for the rest of his life. They've tried to bankrupt him. They've tried to throw him off the ballot. They've tried to kill him. And the Supreme Court is in Joe Biden's way, and now President Biden wants to destroy the Supreme Court of the United States. This is a red line. This is unacceptable. This is un-American. Joe Biden is the danger to democracy.
I seem to remember when Joe Biden said he wouldn't do that, right? I guess he's flipping around. I guess when you're that down in the polls, you flip, right?
Yeah, it's really pathetic what he's doing. He's trying to destroy the Supreme Court of the United States because he doesn't like that the Supreme Court is in his way.
Yeah. Right. I think that 0 out of 3 of us on this couch are surprised about this, but there is something interesting because it seems like anytime there is a court decision that comes out that they disagree with, and the judge is compromised, the judge is partisan because they were nominated by Trump or Bush or whoever, every time they face a legal barrier, it's the other side's fault, or it's something, they are the victim of a bad system. Yeah,
well, because they're not our parents or grandparents Democrats. They're not liberals who love America. Yeah. They're Marxists, right? And they hate America, and they're trying to destroy America. And that's very clear with Joe Biden trying to destroy the Supreme Court of the United States. They're going after Judge Cannon down in Florida. She correctly held that the special counsel is unconstitutional because it's not an office created by Congress, appointed by the president, confirmed by the Senate. That's the appointments clause in the Constitution. That's the appropriations clause in the Constitution. She's exactly right. She's following an opinion of Justice Clarence Thomas on the Supreme Court, and they're mad. They're mad because Judge Cannon is doing her job, which is to uphold the Constitution, including protecting a criminal defendant from government overreach and abuse.
Yeah.
Big mad.
I had an aha moment when we were sitting on the set last night because I can now remember there's another special counsel who was appointed who also wasn't confirmed by the Senate, a guy named Robert Mueller. If you're one of the defendants who got convicted by Robert Mueller, this case may one day apply to you, right?
Well, I think Joe Biden is the biggest winner out of all of these cases that have come out. The Fisher case, the presidential immunity case, and now this special counsel ruling by Judge Cannon, because guess what?
He's got a lot of luggage.
Joe Biden is going to get beat like a drum on November 5th, 2024, and he's going to be not in the White House come 12:01 p.m. on January 20th, and he's going to thank his lucky stars that the Supreme Court has protected him from the Trump 47 Justice Department.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yesterday, a major L was delivered to the documents case. There's got to be some embarrassment attached to that for both Jack Smith and Merrick Garland. Who bears the brunt of that embarrassment?
Joe Biden. But I would say this. Remember, Jack Smith is the same political Scud missile that the Democrats sent in to take out former Virginia Governor Bob McDonnell for a bogus corruption charge that was later overturned unanimously by the Supreme Court. It was 8-0.
That's right.
It would have been 9-0, but Justice Scalia passed away.
Right.
He should have found a new career, but instead he went to The Hague. He was banished to The Hague, and Joe Biden and Merrick Garland brought back this political scud missile to take out President Trump because they know he's dumb and partisan. He's a dumb bomb. He's dumb and partisan, and his job was to take out President Trump legally and politically, and he failed.
He did.
Early on when I was doing the IRS scandal, this guy Jack Smith shows up, and he's the guy that's actually laying the predicate idea for the IRS to go after the conservatives. And it was the first time I'd ever seen a Justice Department official, I can't remember the congressman that was doing at the time, but he was doing great investigation. But you can see his mind was thinking, I don't want to apply the law. I want to apply the politics to this, and here's what I can do. That festered over time. That mindset, which maybe started in 2013-14, then became sort of the mindset all through the last 8 years. How do we get it out of the Justice Department? It's not going to be easy.
Yeah, the same Jack Smith whose wife produced a glowing documentary on Michelle Obama and the Obamas.
Imagine
this is not some unbiased prosecutor. What needs to happen is on day one, Trump's acting attorney general must dismiss these bogus charges against President Trump by Jack Smith. They need to dismiss all of these January 6th charges.
Right.
These people are being persecuted, as the Fisher decision by the Supreme Court made crystal clear. And then we need to take a very close look at the career leadership in the Justice Department, including the FBI and including these key U.S. attorneys' offices like D.C., the Southern District of New York, the Eastern District. Yeah, these career officials, like the Jay Bratts of the world, like the Jack Smiths of the world, the Lois Lerners of the world that we saw during that scandal. These are the people who are the problem. These are the career partisan officials who run these departments, and they're the problem, and they need to find different jobs. Yeah.
Mike, before we let you go, I think that the security failures on Saturday, a lot of people are wanting some type of investigation by Congress. My concern is that there aren't enough members of Congress who have the right motivation. Is there a realm where there can, and I'm not suggesting there be some like Chinatown private investigation type situation, but some type of parallel investigation that is separate from government to figure out what the failures were?
President Trump came within a centimeter and less than a second of having his head blown off live on national television. That would have destroyed our country. We could not have handled that right now as a country. And you have an administration that does not want to hold the Secret Service political leadership accountable for this. How the hell did they leave that roof unguarded directly in front of the stage within a sniper's range? They knew that guy was on that roof for 25 minutes. They saw his weapon for a minute and a half, and they don't get the president of the United States, the former president and the leading presidential candidate off the stage. Why aren't heads rolling in Biden's Department of Homeland Security and the head of his Secret Service, right? It's just unbelievable to me that they're more concerned about DEI than protecting the former and future president of the United States.
This is stunning. Mike, I've known you for a long time. I saw the great work you did helping us vet judges and do it the right way, not in a partisan way. You focused on their credentials. But in the last few years, you've helped us understand this crazy lawfare. And I was struck as we were walking through here today, all the people that come up to you, they recognize you now. You were behind the scenes for a long time. Now you're one of the most important voices in legal sanity. For people who want to get involved with the Article 3 project, it's really an amazing thing you started. How do they do it? Engaging, get information from you if they want to donate? What's the best way to do that?
I would say this. I've been doing this lawfare fight for over 2 years.
Yeah.
A lonely fight at the beginning, but I'm not going to stop. I might be crazy, but I'm generally right.
Yes, you are. You are always right. We've had you on so many times.
You can follow. People said I was so crazy for saying these things, and then there are 6-3 decisions in the Supreme Court. I don't know how that happens, but I would say you can follow us, article3project.org, article number 3project.org. Follow us on social media. Get it, take action, and donate. So thank you guys.
All right, folks, that wraps up the Friday edition of John Solomon Report.